All right, so we already introduced ourselves, but I'm going to quickly just go through a tour of this farm here. So this is a model that I built basically of our farm facility and then the actual like free range area that the chickens have. So this is basically where you would pull up to it on the road. This is where the trucks go, and then this is where the employees go. But let's say you're a truck and you pull in here, this is where all the shipment stuff goes. But actually, let's start with like where the employees kind of walk in here. All right, so this is the lobby portion of the building. Okay, so there's a couple different directions we could go. Let's start with this way. So this is where we find offices, shipping, sanitization all through this door, and then PPE lockers are through this door. And there's another access point, but this is where people would store their personal protective equipment. They could put it on and then enter these zones. So there are some areas that require it. Those offices, we'll go take a look in a second, obviously don't require PPE. But this requires PPE, so it's like this is where the eggs would be sanitized. So the eggs actually come in through here. They would kind of be sifted through here, go onto these conveyor belts, and this would kind of sanitize them, go through here, and they would be sorted according to kind of size and quality. So the waste ones won't get shipped. They'll kind of get sorted through size, and then after they get sorted, they will be put into this refrigeration room. And then once they're ready to be shipped, they'll be loaded onto these pallets, and then out they go pretty much. And then if I go back here, this right here is where the eggs come in from. So they'll kind of be carried in by workers. Now I will actually go through and show you the offices, and then I'll show you the actual like farm part of this build. So this is like management office stuff basically. This is where all the numbers will be crunched. This is where all the data will kind of be looked over. Conference table. Also, the best part is you get a really sick view of the farm from your office. And then also, of course, I had to make a break room, and you get a really sick view of the farm from the break room. And look, there's one of the chickens right there. Look at that. Oh yeah, and please ignore that the chickens look like ducks. It's part of the texture pack that I'm using, and the texture pack makes everything look a little bit more realistic, but unfortunately it turns the Minecraft chickens into what look like ducks. So if we head to the opposite side of the building here, you get access to the PPE room. Basically, this is like the hen care room. This isn't super well designed. Ironically, they laid some eggs. This is where they would be taken care of. This is also where maybe they'd be given medicine if they were ill or something like that. But this is where like diseased hens go to get taken care of. And then this, there might be like a farm vehicle of some kind in here that would go around and collect the eggs. The problem that would cause for sure is it's a free range field, and having a big farm vehicle kind of just freely roaming about doesn't really sound too appealing. But this is where the farm space actually is. So these little shelters that you see here are part of the actual like chicken nests. So this is where they'll be nesting, and this is where they will be laying eggs. There's also plenty of space. There is a stupid amount of room they have to roam around, to go around, and people will be going around basically doing waste collection, ensuring that everything is clean. Also, grain silos. It's a pretty important part. It's just for their food. They eat grain. So yeah, there isn't really much else to say. Other than that, of course, it's Minecraft. It's not going to be very realistic. I definitely try my best with this building, in terms of just like laying it out, designing it, but I would say it looks pretty decent. So just as an overview, if I fly above here, this is pretty much what we got. So we have the farm area, and then we have the facility, and then we have the road. Okay, now that you guys know what the farm looks like, what everything does, we are going to go through and we're going to talk about our actual presentation.
So how are chickens normally processed and slaughtered? Chickens are typically raised in separate controlled environments before being transported to a processing plant. Upon arrival, they are carefully hung upside down on stainless steel hooks with low lighting and rub bars, designed to keep them calm and reduce stress. The birds are then stunned, usually through an electrical shock, and are guided through a mechanical blade that slits their throats, leading to death by exsanguination. Following this, their feathers are removed and the chickens are thoroughly cleaned, sanitized, and inspected to ensure they meet health standards. For egg production, hens are usually housed in barns designed to limit their movement, often referred to battery cages or conventional housing systems. In these environments, the hens are unable to roam freely, which maximizes space and efficiency for egg production. The eggs are laid and automatically collected via conveyor belts, ensuring a continuous and streamlined process. While this method of production is efficient, it has drawn concern for animal welfare advocates who highlight the restrictive nature of the housing systems.
Our chickens are kept on a free-range farm compared to other factories where chickens are kept in a cooped-up area that has very limiting space for them to move around and do daily activities like walk and bond with other chickens.
The process in which we harvest their eggs are a lot more sustainable and humane because the chickens are completely free-range. The eggs will be collected in the nest of the hens. The space that they reside in will be constantly cleaned, maintained, without being intrusive. All feces and animal waste will be properly disposed of in such a way that it eliminates contact with the animals outright, so as not to contaminate eggs or harm the animal. Chickens will lead very comfortable and safe lives. Chickens will also be bred in-house to prevent outside contamination. As far as the antibiotics go, they won't be used unless the hens require it for leading comfortable lives. In that case, their eggs will be shipped separately as containing antibiotics.
The new egg packaging will no longer be foam or plastic, and it'll be completely switched only to recycled paperboard. Eggs will be tested before and after they arrive to see whether they're good or bad. There'll be different sizes of packaging to accommodate for the sizes of the eggs. Obviously, the smaller the egg, the smaller the package. The bigger the egg, the bigger the package. Per package, there will be more padding. Ideally, there would be a way to limit the volume of the package so we could fit more units per truck that gets shipped out of the facility. All of this makes it sustainable because it uses nothing but recycled materials. The shipping efficiency and cost will go down because we can fit more units per truck, and obviously the packaging ideally will be good enough to prevent all eggs from getting cracked, broken, and anything that would cause us to lose any sort of efficiency. On the downside, they will have to be kept refrigerated as part of being fresh, and they'll have to be refrigerated once they arrive in their store location.
Our factory is practical because we keep our chickens free range. We give them plenty of space to move, eat, drink. I think it is something that can be done in reality, but is not done because of the price and how long it would take you to turn a profit off of it.
Want to cook? Here's a dessert that you probably should know how to make already. Creme brulee. And you only need 4 ingredients. There's 3 egg yolks. Hello? Sugar into the eggs, by the way. Yo, where is creme brulee from? I heard it's from Spain, England, and France. Let me know in the comments what it actually is. Put the vanilla and keep the egg whites for some extra protein. 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream. Now heat this up on your Bluetooth stove until it reaches 180 degrees. Carefully, slowly, you don't want to scramble the eggs. This is called tempering, by the way. Now get yourself a ramekin. This one is good, but this one's better. Put your little creamy weemy in there. Take all those air bubbles out. Be careful, do not get it in the custard. Into the oven at 300 degrees for I'd say about 25 to 30 minutes. Once your creme brulee is nice and jiggly, go ahead and put it in the fridge overnight or for at least 2 hours so it can set. Torch it at an angle so it can caramelize evenly. Oh my gosh.
Eggs actually have a lot of nutritional benefits. 1 large boiled egg equates to an ounce of meat in the U.S. Department of Agriculture's new food guide pyramid. While the white provides a lot of protein, the yolk contains all of the fat, water-soluble vitamins, and the minerals in the eggs. Most nutrients in an egg are present in the yolk. Alright, and now I'll do a rundown of nutrition. 1 large boiled egg contains 78 calories, 6 grams of protein, 5 grams of total fats, 1.6 grams of saturated fat, 2 grams of monounsaturated fat, I think that's how you pronounce that. Polyunsaturated fat is 1 gram, and 212 milligrams of cholesterol. Yes, the eggs have a lot of cholesterol. Most of it is, quote, good cholesterol, but it's still good to keep them in moderation. And it contains a slew of vitamins that includes A, B2, B6, B9, B12, D, and E. Not to mention there are tons of trace elements in it, like iron, phosphorus, potassium, zinc, and there are even antioxidants present in it.